In the last two videos, we saw how we can create a running total in DAX, and one of them was about how we can show the running total for the current year only, and the other one was about how we can start a running total at the start date of our data model and then continue on till the last date of our data model. And in this video, let's see how we can create a running total and show in the current year the running total of the previous year. So let's say I am in January 2008. What I want to see is the running total of January 2007, and similarly if I'm at 2009, I want to see all the running total for the whole year of 2008 in 2009. So let's see how we can create that, and for that I'm going to create a new measure. So let's right click and click on new measure, and I'm going to name it as running total PY. PY basically means previous year. So in this video I'm going to use a different function and not rely on the filter and the max function. So let's write calculate, and I'm going to evaluate the total sales measure. And what I want to do is simply modify the filter context so that whenever I am at a given date, I'm actually summing all the sales amount for that day as well as all the days that are prior to that. And for that we have a function in DAX which is called datesYTD. And datesYTD is simply a dates time intelligence function, and in the first argument it asks for a column that has a fully qualified date column. That means it starts at 1st of the January and continues on till the last date of that year. So I'm going to write date, and the second argument is optional. In this case we do not need that. So if I close that and close calculate and press enter, that will confirm the measure, and I can now show that measure in the matrix. So you can see that in both of my running total I'm showing the exactly same amount. You can see that at the start of the matrix I show 794, and at the end I'm showing 11 million something. So what I now want to do is at January show the amount that I have at January 2007, and for that, as a beginner, I would think that I can use a function which is called same period last year. So let's write same period last year, and this is also a time intelligence function which accepts our date column. So I'm going to write date, but as we will see in a few seconds, this function is not going to work. So let's confirm that, and you can see that in that column for running total previous year I am only showing the blank values and not a running total. So what is actually happening? The thing is, when datesYTD is evaluated, the datesYTD is actually working on the current set of dates, and the current set of dates are for the current year. Let's say we are at 2007, then all the dates that are received by the datesYTD are for 2007. But what same period last year does is it shifts the current date into the previous year. So in case if the year is 2007, datesYTD gets all the dates for 2007, but same period returns the dates for 2006. And when calculate evaluates these two arguments in an AND operation, these two are actually merged together so that they can intersect, and only the values or the dates that are existing between those two filters created by these two table functions are actually considered for the sales amount. But in this case, the same period is returning for 2006 and datesYTD is working on 2007. Therefore we are not getting any intersection, and therefore calculate actually returns a blank value. So how can we fix this code? Let's see what can we do. So there are two ways of performing this calculation. So let's see the first one first, and then I will show you the second one. The first idea is that you wrap the inner calculate in an outer calculate. So let me just write calculate, and I will indent this code, and instead of evaluating the same period last year in the inner calculate, I will push it outside, and I will indent that, and let's close the outer calculate. So what will happen is that the outer calculate will start, then it will evaluate the same period last year. Same period last year will push the date into the past. Let's say we are at 2008, then all the dates of 2008 will be converted to the year 2007, and then in that filter context the inner calculate will be evaluated. So let's say we are now at 2007. In that filter context, dates YTD will start returning the dates from the start of the calendar year till the date at which we are currently iterating on. So let's say we are at July, so it will return the dates of 7 months. And then once dates YTD has returned the dates of 2007, the inner calculate will evaluate the total sales amount, and that's how we will be able to access the running total of the previous year in the current year. So let me just confirm that measure, and let's close the formula bar. So you can see that at January 2008 we get the sales amount of January 2007. At February 2008 we get the sales amount of February 2007. And if I go down to 2010, you can see that even though there is no sales amount for 2010, we are still getting a running total. So at January 2010 we get the at December 2010 we get the running total of December 2009. So you can see that running total is now working. So let's go to the formula bar once again, and now we can see the other method of creating this. So let's remove this outer calculate. So the idea is that instead of nesting multiple calculates, you can actually nest the time intelligence function itself, because you can assume that if you're working on a large project, then eventually your measures will actually grow in size as well. So you might be nesting 4 or 5 calculate measure inside each other, and then it can be a problem, because if you do not know, then now I can tell you that if you have 3 or 4 calculates nested inside each other and you call that measure in a row context, then all of those calculate will initiate row context transition, and that can be very confusing while identifying what is actually happening with a measure. So let's see what we can do here. So I will give some space inside dates YTD. So what I'm going to do is simply write same period last year. So first of all, let me just close this so that we can see that we are actually getting the sales amount of the previous year. So if I confirm that, you can see that at January 2008 I get the sales amount of January 2007, and at February 2008 I'm getting the sales amount of February 2007. If I now nest the same period last year function inside the dates YTD, so let's write dates YTD, and let's close that. And if I confirm it, you can see that we are getting the running total in 2008, that is for 2007. You can match the values, and if I go down, you can see that we are getting the exact same result that we have already seen with the nesting of calculate function. So that was how you can actually create a running total as well as running total for the previous year in the current year by using two different functions, that are dates YTD and the same period last year. And now let me just show you that another function that can actually perform the same operation of same period last year, and that is date add. So let's write date add, and if I go to the second argument and write -1, and in the interval I specify year, and if I click confirm, you can see that nothing changes in the amount that we are showing, because same period last year is exactly equal to writing date add dates date -1 year. Actually internally what DAX engine does is, instead of utilizing same period last year, it actually calls and converts the same period last year into the date add function itself. And if instead of -1 I choose 1, let's confirm that, you can see that in 2006 I am showing the running total of the future, which is of the January 2007 for January 2006, and in 2009 I am showing the running total, in 2008 I am showing the running total of 2009. So that's how you can create a running total for the future and the past by using these functions, which are date add, dates YTD, and the same period last year. And I will see you in the next video.